Coffee with Court. It's good to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys had a really good Easter weekend. It was pretty good for me. I had a lot of fun. It was definitely something that was relaxing and well deserved and needed. And it's always good to see those smiley faces on your kids when they receive that Easter bunny basket, and it's just a great time for everybody. So, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Court. Happy Easter again. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. So, what do I have for you today? The 50-50 rule in life. So, I received a message from one of my viewers talking about how somebody who was not a fan of Coffee with Court, which is fine because my immediate reply was, hey, maybe you should refer this person back to the session I did not too long ago, which was Don Miguel Ruiz's the four agreements, which is, don't take anything personal, because when somebody says something about you, it's pretty much a direct reflection on how they feel inside. They're just possibly somebody who are not really happy with their lives. They get enjoyment out of tearing other people down. So it's like, okay, it's funny to me. It's like, all right, well, actually, another thing, over in YouTube land, we get excited about when we get our first dislike or somebody doesn't like us, because it means that we're touching a nerve, we're striking a nerve. And it kind of made me look back on when I used to have that mentality about anything in life, about any type of area, mainly music. The new artists that come out, I found myself always hating on them, and it made me think about how I felt inside. It's probably because at the moment I wasn't really happy with my own self and not really successful in life. So it's funny because that tends to happen a lot, especially when people you don't understand. And this particular person that had something to say was somebody who didn't have any stock in me, didn't understand. They don't know me personally. They don't know who I am and what I do and everything that I've been through, the life that I've lived, the certifications that I've gotten, and the studying that I've done to get to this point right now where I'm giving you guys basically free advice on how to get yourself out of ruts and how to get yourself in more healthier relationships, which is very good quality content if you ask me. So that's my little rant about that. It's just kind of funny. And the reason I titled this 50-50 rule is because when I first started this up, I kind of remember it was a few months back, I was listening to a podcast that talked about how, in this line of work, when you're offering services to the community, 50% will like you and 50% won't like you. And you just have to have thick skin and be able to push through that, because a lot of people, they give up on their dreams when they get some kind of blowback or negative feedback. I can remember talked about this in my one of my recent videos as well. When we watched the Wreck-It Ralph movie part 2, and he was actually loving all the love that he was getting, the likes, but he crept into a little room and he saw, spoiler coming up, crept into a little room and he saw that all of the hate mail he was getting, all the negative feedback he was getting, and it kind of made him feel kind of terrible inside, because he felt as if he was doing something good, a great service for people, and they ended up having negative things to say. And that's just the internet. That's just the life of the web, that's the nature of the beast. So, yeah, and like I said before, one of my viewers just said, if somebody else's opinion about you is none of your business. It's their reflection on how they feel inside. It's their reality. My reality is I love what I do, and I love delivering this stuff to you, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop that little. Actually, I take it as constructive criticism. I was also reading or listening to this book over the weekend too, The Way to the Superior Man, and it talked about how you have to have thick skin. If you allow people to come in and ruin your dreams because they're not happy with themselves, then you don't have the skin to do it. You don't have the grit. You don't have testicular fortitude to keep going. So that's the thing. Like I have that. I love what I do, and this is my dream, to deliver this type of stuff that I feel is very valuable. And welcome if you're just coming in. So this topic today is the 50-50 rule in life. 50% of the people will love your message, 50% will hate it. And you just have to continue to do it. If this is your purpose, if you're living in purpose, if you're living in what you feel God has called you to do, don't get discouraged. Keep going. And that's going to be in every decision you make in life. People are going to have something to say about it. So you just have to continue to make those decisions based on how you feel internally and how you feel it will help you and benefit you personally for your own personal growth. Whether it's picking a different spouse or picking a different job, it's just what you have to realize, that I need to make this decision for myself. And I can't allow anybody on the outside, any external source, to mold me. I have a saying that don't let the outside mold who you are. You mold your outside. You mold society. You don't let society mold you. So, yeah, and going back to this podcast I was listening to, he was talking, the 50-50 rule, and saying that you have to really block those people out. The 50% of the people who love you, you need to go that much deeper into creating quality content for the people who do love you. Because a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of messages from people saying just how much these messages has made their day, has completely transformed their day and their week around. So I really enjoy them type of messages, so I will never let anybody come in and destroy Coffee with Court for their own selfish gain, which is maybe a couple chuckles or something. Maybe they're just not really happy with themselves. And like I said before, I like in delivering these messages. I have up almost 50. So if you're watching, if this is one of the people who aren't excited about what I'm doing, I have over 50 different messages that you can go on my YouTube channel and check out, which is Coach Courtney Gatlin, and subscribe if you like. It's I really get so much fulfillment out of delivering these messages. And you just have to realize, when I was mentoring kids, which I still am, that bullies are everywhere. This is what I would tell them. I say, bullies are everywhere. No matter how old you get, no matter where you go, no matter who you are, you're going to always have some form of a bully in your life. And the thing about bullies is, if you're talking particularly kids, teenage bullies, it's just something that they're feeling inside, something that's going on in their lives at home, and it's just how they feel. We mirror, our external environment mirrors how we feel inside. So when you're getting bullied, you gotta look into that person's mind, or look into that person's life, and realize that, hey, maybe something's going on at home. Maybe they're getting abused by their parents, or maybe they're just not in a really good situation. I can remember when I was actually getting bullied when I was in middle school, which is part of the reason why I have a really tender soul for people who get bullied, or kids in particular, because I know just how much that can stop a person from living the life that they want to live. So whenever I encounter bullies, when I'm mentoring my boys, I try to let them know that, hey, maybe something's going on. Because when I was a kid, I can remember I had a bully that would bully me every day. And my mom would wake up with me and pray with me before school, because this particular bully was on the school bus, and he would always bully me when I got on the bus. Excuse me. When I was younger, I was really a big nerd. I'm a nerd now, but back then I was the extra nerd. I was the Steve Urkel type nerd. I had the plastic glasses on, the string in the back. I was an extra nerd. So actually, that didn't do nothing but prepare me for my purpose and my mission in life, because I know that you have to have thick skin if you're gonna try to deliver whatever you want to deliver, or live out the life that you've always wanted to live. So back to the story. This particular bully would always trip me when I got on the bus. Now get on, he'd be sitting maybe like second or third row, and when I try to walk past, he'd stick his foot out and he'd trip me and try to make me drop my books or whatever I had in my hand, maybe breakfast or something. And he was just a very violent kid, and I can remember him in particular because he had this scar on his head. It looked like he might have had some kind of surgery done, and I never quite thought about that until, you know, I'm older now. In hindsight, I look at it as like, well, you know, maybe that was something that he was going on. He was dealing with internally. You know, Don Miguel, you know, don't take anything personal. Because when you take something personal, in some form of way, you're agreeing with what that person is saying. You know, if you felt as if what this person is saying has no merit in your life, and you know they're completely off base, you just like let it, you know, roll off your back. But if you actually agree with that person, you get upset because you know that is something that, you know, either triggers you, is your Achilles heel, or something that you need to change in your life. So this particular bully, we would always pray every morning. And one morning I can remember I woke up and I'm dreading it again. Like, I don't want to go to school again. This sucked. In an environment that I grew up in, those bullies, they took it to the extreme. Like, they would bring guns and knives to school. They were pretty extreme. So me fighting back made it even much more worse, because I felt if this can escalate to a point where somebody might get really hurt. So long story short, we continue to pray, and one day the bully just stopped bullying me. I got on expecting a normal, and it didn't happen. Like, he kept to himself, which is awkward. And then maybe, if I remember correctly, maybe a week or so later, he ended up allowing me to sit in the seat with him, which was, you know, my mom said, there's nobody but God. I was like, yeah, it's either something he was going through might have ended. Maybe, you know, he was getting abused by boyfriend or dad, and that ended up quitting, or God actually heard our prayers. But either way, you know, it's actually something that I like to preach to my boys that I mentor. So I thought that was always a really good kind of a success story in my life. So yeah, so that's what I have for you today. If you're coming in, go back, like, comment, share. I'd appreciate it. If you're interested in booking a session with me, we do one-on-one. We can do personal video conference, or we can do in real life. We can actually go somewhere in real life and have a one-on-one session together. Or if you want to do a group session, we can do that as well. But like I said, the 50-50 rule in life, you have to realize that 50% of the people will love what you're doing, will love the decisions that you're making, and 50% won't. You just have to understand that. And you can't get upset about it, because if you do, it's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. Basically, it's mind control. They have some form of mind control over you. If they can just write a little comment, a little troll comment, is going to stop you from doing what you're doing and stop you from delivering messages to people who really need the messages, then you weren't cut out for it. So I'm pretty cut out for it. Coffee with Court. Go back, like, comment, share. I hope you guys have a really good week. It's beautiful outside. I'm loving the weather. I hope it stays that way here in little Sheboygan, Wisconsin. But that's it. I'm off my soapbox. I love you guys, and namaste.